Hey everybody, welcome to the Puck Drops here. Great, the grading GPA videos. Finally able to do some more playoff teams. Doing this one on the New York Islanders, who had lost Friday night against the Carolina Hurricanes. They were swept in a series right after they had the emotion and the amazing sweep of the Penguins. They go to Barclays Center and they get miserably swept by the Carolina Hurricanes. But what an unbelievable year for a team that consensus, including me, was looked at to be one of the worst teams in the league and the worst team in the division, and they end up getting second in the Metropolitan Division. And what a year they had! Team that was looked to be the worst of the division won 48 games, tied with the division-winning Capitals. Lost 27 games, lost 7 games in overtime, and the only reason that they lost the division to the Caps was because they had one more loss, 27 to Washington's 26 losses. What a year they had in the regular season, and then the first round sweep of the Pittsburgh Penguins, which was not expected, and then the also unexpected sweep by the hands of the Carolina Hurricanes. We'll look at centers first, and you get a guy in the second-year man in Matt Barzal from Coquitlam, BC, Canada, and he played in every single game, the second-year man, scoring 18 goals, gathering 44 assists for a great 62 points. As a young player, 62 points was an insane amount and a wonderful run. Casey Cizikas, a 28-year-old who's been in the organization for a long time, since being drafted in the fourth round in the 2009 draft. And he, Toronto born and raised man, played 73 games this season, scoring 20 goals, 13 assists, 33 points. For a time where he was injured at times, Cizikas played very well. Valtteri Filppula, another center for the Detroit Red Wings and for the third rounder for the Tampa Bay Lightning as well. He in his fourth year with the New York Islanders played 72 games, scoring 17 goals, 14 assists, 31 points. Again, a guy that was injured for some time. Filppula played very well in this regular season for his age. Tanner Fritz, guy on and off of the AHL, played a 27-year-older, played eight games, got 1 assist and 1 point. Not great for Fritz, not a great year, but he's going to get better and better as a young 27-year-older who hasn't played that much in the NHL late bloomer. And the last center to look at in Brock Nelson, their captain and unquestioned leader, and what a regular season he had. He played in every single game this regular season, scoring 25 goals, 28 assists, and 53 points. Absolute star for Brock Nelson, and sensational. He definitely played. I would put the GPA of the centers for the New York Islanders at a 2.8. They played really well. They were able to excel in the regular season and against the Pittsburgh Penguins, but they did have a lot of issues against the Carolina Hurricanes, struggling to score in the power play. Especially in game number 3, where they were not able to get a power play goal, lost the puck, and Justin Falk jumped out of the box and scored that great goal that was one of the sensational goals in the game 3 for the Carolina Hurricanes. But I think the Islanders had an awesome year center-wise, but you got to watch Brock Nelson, a great player who is a unrestricted free agent coming up. Look at Josh Bailey, another one of their leaders. Now we look at wingers. 29-year-older, played every single game this regular season, scoring 16 goals, 40 assists, 56 points. The goals should be up, but the goals should definitely be up with the 16 goals. But what a year Bailey had. Another insane year after a down season last year. Anthony Beauvillier a 21-year-older from Quebec, played every game except for one, scoring 18 goals, gathering 10 assists and 28 points. So not great for that many games as Beauvillier, but Beauvillier played good for a young player. He did have a good amount, but not a huge side. Cal Clutterbuck, a 31-year-old winger to look at. 73 games played this year, scoring 8 goals, 15 assists, and 23 points. A decent amount of points for Clutterbuck, but he is injured late in the season into the playoffs as well in Game 1 against the Carolina Hurricanes. Michael Dalcol, the 22-year-old winger, played 28 games in the regular season, scoring 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Decent amount for Michael Dalcol, but it wasn't at the amount that you would have needed. Jordan Eberle, 28-year-old winger, he was on the first line with Bailey and Anders Lee, and 78 games played for Eberle, scoring 19 goals and 18 assists for 37 points for Eberle. Not as much as he's had, but he scored 9 points in the postseason against the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Carolina Hurricanes. A great year for Eberle. For a great year for him. I look at 25-year-old Ross Johnston, another winger. He played 17 games, scoring a goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Not a great amount for Ross Johnston, but hopefully he can get better as this goes on. Leo Komarov, the 32-year-old Estonian, played every single game this year, scoring 6 goals, 20 assists, 26 points. A good amount for Komarov, who's a defensive winger, but he had a really nice touch this season, as well as, but only scoring 2 points in the playoffs. He'll improve as an older guy, but I think he did really have a great touch this season. Tommy Kuhnhackl, the former Penguin, he was a big signing. 27-year-older comes in and plays 36 points, scoring 36 games he played in the regular season, scoring 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Not a huge amount of games played, but a great amount of points for that amount of games. So good for Cooney for them as well. And the former Blackhawk, Andrew Ladd, he gets taken in, the 33-year-old winger. He played 26 games, scoring 3 goals, 8 assists, and 11 points for the New York Islanders, which was a good amount for him too. And the captain, Anders Lee, actually had the wrong captain. My bad. Captain Anders Lee, he had a sensational year. Did Lee with the 28-year-old, played every single game, scoring 28 goals, 23 assists, and 51 points. A great year for Anders Lee as well, the Minnesota native. And Matt Martin, the former Maple Leaf, he comes back to the New York Islanders, a 29-year-old, playing in 67 games, scoring 6 goals and 8 assists and 14 points, a decent amount for Matt Martin. I put them at 2.2 for the New York Islanders. And, I think they didn't have the point total they needed to, but it was just amazing. But it was just an amazing season, of course, as I had said for the New York Islanders, but the injuries weren't there, and the points but almost had some traction, and the wingers will get the wingers will get a little better. And we look at the defense. Johnny Boychuk, former Bruin, 35-year-older. He's been there for some time. He played 74 games, scoring 3 goals and 16 assists, as well as 19 points. For an older guy, he can still be a goal scorer, a good amount of some time for Boychuk. Now, 30-year-old Tommy Hickey, the Calgary native. Hickey played in 40 games this regular season, scoring 4 assists, 4 points. He's got to play for more games and more time for Tommy Hickey, but he was not good this year as a defenseman, but he'll get better, and he played good in the playoffs. Nick Leddy, 28-year-old defenseman, former Blackhawk. He played in every single game this regular season, scoring 4 goals, 22 assists, 26 points. An insane, a good stat for him. He played well for the defense. And Scott Mayfield, we'll look at too, as another young defenseman, 26-year-older, played 79 games this season, 4 goals, 15 assists, 19 points. Again, though, the point status is not. Yes, he's a defenseman, but the point status is not to the 30 point. It's not to the stat where it needs to be if you want scoring defense, if you want a team that can win divisions and win Stanley Cups. Adam Pelech, another defenseman, 24-year-old defenseman from Toronto, played in 78 games, scoring 5 goals, 16 assists, and 21 points. A good stat for Pelech, but again, not to the level where it needs to be. Ryan Pulock, 24-year-old native from Manitoba. He played every single game in the regular season for the New York Islanders, scoring 9 goals, 28 assists, 37 points. Pulock had a wonderful year for him. Former Duck, Canuck, and Golden Knight Lucas Pisa, 29-year-older, he comes in. The Italian played 9 games for the New York Islanders and got 1 assist, but 1 assist, did not play in the playoffs. But decent year. He was on and off the American Hockey League. As a status defenseman, he played good, but the point was not there as obvious. Another former Bruin, Dennis Seidenberg, 37-year-older, still in the league. And he did not play at all in the regular season, but he was listed. He was on and off as well through the minor leagues. And Devin Taves, he was put back from Bridgeport to the New York Islanders in the middle of the season. And wow, what a year Devin Taves had. The 25-year-old rookie defenseman, played in 48 games this regular season, scoring 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 points, including 2 game-winning goals. He scored 4 assists, 5 points in the postseason. He has the potential to be one of their great defense. Taves does. I put them at a 2.3 for the defenseman, but the point, especially because there are some older guys, I think you need to go grab some young defensemen that are quick and can score points and are puck-moving. You don't have enough puck-moving defensemen. That may change, and that's something that will have to change. With the goaltending, what a year. You look at Robin Lehner, the former Sabre. Excuse me, just checking something out. 27-year-old goalie, playing in 46 games, starting 43 games, 25 wins, 13 losses. For Robin Lehner, what a year he had. The 27-year-old started and played every single game in the postseason. A goalie average of 2.13, save percentage of .930. and just an awesome year for him. And of course, Thomas Greiss, a player, has been in the franchise for some time. The 33-year-older played in part of one game 3 against the Carolina Hurricanes, but he played in the regular season 43 times, starting 39 of them. He was 23-14, 2 overtime losses, a .927 save percentage, a 2.28 goalie average, 4.0 for the goalies. The goaltending was absolutely incredible. And with the penalty kill, the goaltending absolutely incredible. And what Mitch Korn, the former goalie coach for the Buffalo Sabres, Nashville Predators, and Washington Capitals, who has coached Braden Holtby, Dominic Hasek, Martin Baron, and Pekka Rinne and Thomas Falcone, what goalies he was able to do, and working with Thomas Greiss and Robin Lehner did a sensational job. Speaking of that, we go to coaching. Mitch Korn and Barry Trotz, they came together as coaching, and they came in and they went to from Washington after the contracts were not renewed, and wow, what a year they had, being able to get a team that was supposed to regress and be last in the division and bring them into with lower school players, and with Tavares leaving, able to win a lot of games, second in their division, and make the playoffs and go to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. A lot of work to do, but wow, what a year. What a year by Barry Trotz, Mitch Korn, and that coaching staff. I give them a 4.0. The management, Lou Lamoriello for the New York Islanders. And again, absolutely incredible for them too, the management. And obviously taking from Toronto, Lou Lamoriello left and became the general manager and president of hockey operations of the New York Islanders. Him and Trotz worked together. What a year for them, and the management able to not totally buy in the regular season and the trade deadline, and to keep the guys he has. He's got a lot of work to do in this free agency market with his top line all UFAs. But I think Lou Lamoriello can do it. He's done it with the New Jersey Devils. He's done it with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He can win. He's won 3 Stanley Cups. He's won so many playoff rounds, going to so many playoffs. A 4.0 for Lou Lamoriello and that general management. They're going to get it done. A young player to watch for the New York Islanders, Devon Taves, a wonderful defenseman. He seems to be the one puck mover, a great guy who can score from all areas and can play defense. He's learning the penalty kill situation and the blocking shot situation that is used to great avail, and to great work and great success with Barry Trotz's system that he used in Nashville and in Washington and won a Stanley Cup with. So I think that's going to be great for him. A guy that's going to need to improve for the New York Islanders is, I really believe, I know he had some issues, but Anthony Beauvillier. But Beauvillier is going to have to get better. The score for the New York Islanders are a possible trade along with him and Cizikas. I think Beauvillier is the real guy that has to improve, and he probably will at some point. Final grade for the New York Islanders, I give a GPA for the New York Islanders. I give them a final GPA of a 3.5. What a magical regular season, but it just ended on a sour note in the second round to the Carolina Hurricanes. They'll probably do well next year. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but they'll do well. We'll see what happens in the offseason. Busy offseason. Okay, so I hope you Islander fans enjoyed this. We'll have new videos coming up. It'll be the next teams to lose in the playoffs, so there's a possibility that 2 new videos will be coming out very soon if Columbus and Colorado lose, excuse me. But with that, finishing this up video, I've got another video coming up. I don't know if any of you guys watch hockey videos on YouTube and you like the hockey guy. I'm not copying his videos, obviously, but he's a wonderful YouTuber. I love what he does, and he's done a great job with his revisiting Stanley Cup champions. I will be doing from 2000 until 2018, and then this year revisiting the years of the teams that won their conference but lost the Cup final, all the way up from the Dallas Stars in 2000 to the 2018 Vegas Golden Knights and this year's losing conference champ, whoever it may be. So we'll discuss that. I'll be doing those videos. Those will be good coming in. And obviously some more GPA grade videos. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good evening and happy hockey.